David, take us back to that particular day. How did you get into it? Did you like receive a call that the vessel has been hijacked, or how was it?
Okay, so in the organization that I worked in, we had a very structured emergency response team. Because we had 120 ships worldwide, right? So we had small teams that rotated every week, and each team had a duty manager and support staff, about 3-4 support staff. And when a call comes in, whether it's a collision, whether it's a fire on board the ship, or any emergency, they would call the duty manager of the day, right? Who carries a hot phone. And then he escalates it to me as the emergency response team head. And I'm on call 24/7. I have a emergency response team head number 2, which if I'm going for a holiday, he takes over, right? So on that particular day, it was about 10 o'clock at night. And the phone rang. My wife was getting into bed. I was going to get into bed, and the phone rang, and I walked out from the room and took the call in the next room. She's used to this, so many times the phone will ring. And so I went to the next room, and the duty manager is saying, "Mr. David, we got a call from the ship, and the captain says he's being chased by pirates."
Wow.
I said, "What? Where is she?" And she said, "Somewhere around the Gulf of Aden." I said, "Chased by pirates? Can you just call the captain and ask him more details, right?"
Reconfirm.
Yeah, reconfirm.
Is it true?
I mean, I have no idea what he was talking about. So then within 5 minutes, he called back and said, "Mr. David, I can hear gunshots on the phone."
Wow.
And the captain says he's 100% sure they're getting chased by pirates.
Wow.
Right? So that was the first call. So, and, I told him, I said, "Look, activate the emergency response, full blown, and we have to meet in the crisis room." So and we have this drill that we have run through. You have to be in the crisis room within 60 minutes. Nobody in the team can say, "Oh, I'm doing this or doing that." Everybody's in the room. Yeah. So that was the first call.
Wow. Quite an experience.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, I cannot actually imagine the pressure and that kind of an environment, right? What were you feeling like knowing that the lives of 80 people are now depending on your negotiation skills in a way?
Well, I didn't think to that extent because we're not trained negotiators. We're not trained negotiators, and we try to follow a process. So before I get on the telephone to talk to the pirates, 3 hours before that, I sit in a room with a specialist, and these specialists come from all around the world. They are kidnap and ransom specialists.
Oh.
Right?
Oh.
But they only come for 7 days, and then they will leave and rotate with another specialist. Right? Their role is just to advise. So for 3 hours, we drill and drill and drill. What if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? And during my training programs, this is what I will teach people to do. What if this happens? If you have all the what ifs done, then you're ready to execute, right? You just don't go into a room and pick up the phone and talk to the pirates. Right? So, yes, the danger was there all the time. Things could go south very fast. Okay? So it was a matter of keeping a cool head and following the process and having all the scenarios ready and then hope for the best.
Okay. So, David, pirates, they do not have a word called rule in their vocabulary, right? So I'm just really wondering and trying to imagine how could the negotiation with them actually take place? They don't follow our rules.
Yeah. So when you're negotiating, it changes all the time. The playbook for negotiation in any kidnap and ransom situation changes by the second. Okay, and because you're not sitting in front of the person and the person is miles away and it's on telephone, you need to establish a trust with that person, and good morning, how are you, how's your people, is your team okay, is my team okay, start get a bromance going if you must. Okay, so and get him on your side. He needs to trust you, and then you can move forward, right? So it changed every day. It changed. In fact, it changed 3 times a day.
Wow.
The rules change 3 times a day, and the threats come fast and furious.
Wow.
Threats from starvation of the crew to killing to taking the ship and running it aground in Somalia.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and you got to deal with those threats all the time.
Were you negotiating with the same person, or was it different people at
No.
each time?
So once they kidnap the ship, there's about 20 to 30 people on board.
You mean the pirates?
Yes.
Wow.
And
Like
they're
a
all
mini
carrying
army.
and they're all carrying AK-47s
Whoa.
and stuff.
So, David, going through these negotiations with them, I was just wondering, was it like with the same person every day, or did they like today Hassan is in charge, next day
Hussein,
somebody else?
Abdullah, yeah.
So it's the same person.
It was the same person.
Yeah, but the person is not the boss.
Okay.
He's just a communicator.
Oh.
He brings the message from the boss.
Because he knew English?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes. But even that, his English wasn't really very good. He's a Somalian, so...
I'm pretty sure if his English was good, he would not be a pirate.
He didn't necessarily graduate from Oxford.
No.
right?
And the best part was when we were doing the first ship that got hijacked. And then the second ship got hijacked 10 days later.
Oh.
Okay. So when the second ship got hijacked, it was all quiet for 3 to 4 days. And
Okay.
and I called the captain and said, "What's happening? Why are they not making any demands?" And the captain said, "Sir, they haven't found a communicator."
Wow. For real.
Yeah. And then the following day after that, they kidnapped a school teacher and made the guy a communicator.
They literally kidnapped
Yes,
an
because
English teacher
when he
for
came
one
on the
of
phone, he was like frantic.
My God.
I'm a school teacher. They asked me to do this, and
Wow.
yeah.
That's unbelievable. Next level. Okay.
So-
All right.
Basically, there is no kind of a playbook even for you per se as well, right? So as you said, things change from a day to day, an hour to hour, minute to minute.
Yeah.
And I'm imagining you have to make lots of decisions, right?
On the go. Yeah.
And was there a moment like where you had to make this one decision that you knew you cannot make the wrong one? You didn't have an option to make a mistake.
Yeah. So every day when we negotiated, there was a standard target that we wanted to achieve. All right. So if it was 10 million on that day, we wanted to bring it down to 9.5 million or whatever. Yeah, that would be it. That would be the target for that day. Somewhere around day number 20, I think, the pirates were really agitated and said, look, we are fed up with you dragging this around, and my men are getting impatient, and I think we will be killing some of your crew.
Wow.
Right? At that point, after 20 days, I'm telling him, look, we have been talking for 20 days. Both of us want a good outcome, right? And at that day, he raised his voice and he started to make threats, severe threats. So I told him, okay, listen, we've been talking. I've been talking to you nicely, and I'm trying to help you and your team. If this is the way you want to speak, then I will put down the phone now. Please look outside the window. There is a Navy ship. You talk to the Navy ship. And I cut the call.
Wow.
What were you thinking when you asked him to do
And the moment I did that, I was like, oh no. Then I looked up around the room. We had special forces people in the room. We had the president of the company in the room. And the president looked at me and said,
wow.
Wow. Can't imagine that. That's too intense. That's too
Wow.
intense.
That's crazy.
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
there's no playbook.
Wow.
You can only prepare as best as you can prepare. And then hopefully the outcome is good.